house of Caiaphas. This is where Jesus was a prisoner during that night. Monday, Thursday, the night which is between Thursday and Friday. The New Testament tells us how the next morning, early morning hours of Friday, Good Friday, Caiaphas, the teachers, the members of the Sanhedrin, they all reached the decision to give Jesus into the hands of Pontius Pilate. Pontius Pilate was the Roman governor of Jerusalem at that time. So from the house of the high priest, they sent Jesus all the way to the Antonia fortress. Antonia fortress was a big fortress that was built on the northwest corner of the Temple Mount, because during the time of the feast of the Passover, we know that Pontius Pilate lived and stayed in the Antonia fortress. So, Good Friday, early in the morning, they brought Jesus to Pontius Pilate. In the Antonia fortress, Jesus was condemned to death, flagellated and humiliated, and then in Antonia fortress, this is where on Good Friday at 9 o'clock in the morning he received his heavy cross, and from the Antonia fortress Jesus began to walk carrying the heavy cross on his shoulder all the way uphill to the hill of Golgotha where he was crucified. So the way that Jesus walked between Antonia fortress to the hill of Golgotha with a heavy cross on his back, this is the Via Dolorosa, which is also known as the way of the cross or the way of sorrows. Remember that along the Via Dolorosa, from the beginning until the end of it, there are exactly 14 stations. Ladies and gentlemen, over here we have the first two stations of the Via Dolorosa. Remember that after we do the first two stations, we will make our way outside to the street called the Via Dolorosa Street, and with the street we will continue our way to the third station and then all the way until the 14th station. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, that the street that we have today called the Via Dolorosa Street actually goes along the exact route that Jesus walked when he carried the heavy cross on his shoulder. So the route is the same, but the pavement is not the same, because the pavement of the Via Dolorosa of today is not the original pavement from the time of Jesus. Please remember that the pavement of the Via Dolorosa that we have nowadays is 250 years old. Remember that the pavement of today is at least 6 feet higher and above the original pavement of the Via Dolorosa. So today we will be walking in the Via Dolorosa, which is 6 feet above and higher the original pavement of the Via Dolorosa. But one thing hasn't changed, and this is the topography of Jerusalem, the topography of the Via Dolorosa, which means where in the Via Dolorosa we will walk downhill, also that original part of the Via Dolorosa in the time of Jesus went downhill. And where in the Via Dolorosa of today we go uphill, also the original part of the Via Dolorosa 2000 years ago went uphill. So although that the pavement is not the original, the route and the topography are exactly the same. Ladies and gentlemen, this place where we are right now is built over the ruins of the Antonia fortress, which means the two chapels that we have here, and also the mosque that we heard its muazzin, and the school that you see here. All of this complex is built over the remains of the Antonia fortress. This is where were Pontius Pilate, the Roman governor of Jerusalem. The chapel that you see here commemorates the first station of the Via Dolorosa. Station number 1, the place where Jesus was condemned to death flagellated and humiliated. This is why you see the entrance. Above the entrance you see the arch. In the arch you can see the decorations that look like the crown of thorns. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go inside, please. The place of the condemnation and the flagellation. Ladies and gentlemen, this is station number 1, the condemnation and the flagellation.
We're going to pray the stations of the cross. The first station, the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Jesus is condemned to death. They brought Jesus from Caiaphas to Pontius Pilate, where he was condemned. We adore you, O Christ, and we bless you. The second station of the cross. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Glory be to the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. As it is now, and ever shall be, now and forever.
Let's continue, please, to the second station.
Memory, 2 hours. Pero yung baterya, ewan ko.